welcome to Health Hacks and Wine Racks. Today, Carrie is making my cantaloupe gazpacho. It is a nice, refreshing treat with a little secret tip. Tune in, try the recipe for yourself, let us know what you think, and welcome to the conversation.
Come on.
Why don't you try me?
I am gonna make. I have to have my notes here. My Bonnie's cantaloupe gazpacho. I'm very, very excited to try this. Hold on, I've seen just something real quick. I'm so excited to try this. So we actually like melon. We eat quite a bit of melon here. It's really yummy right now. I guess I should, because it's just summer all year. Right? It just really is. So, oh my gosh. Super that looks good. Perfect. I'm like, could cut right into that. So, now let me just get some seeds out of here. I got my trash can right here. Probably out of shot for this, but I probably should have had a little trash. We do have a compost, but we're trying to let it sit for a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I actually talked to Brian about that, about starting one outside.
Because you can sneak one. You could totally sneak one in.
I can sneak one into the HOA. Apparently, I can't sneak one into the husband.
Oh, that's your block? I didn't think it was going to be. I thought the HOA was going to be your block. Oh my God.
I got these pineapple things popping. I have a couple of mini avocados. I have to sprout them for you.
Yes.
They don't like any other way. So we're going to sprout them, and then we're going to ship them.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to pop these garlic into something and grow that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I was telling Brian, I was like, hey, if we're doing this, we could do like a little compost in the corner. And I found this thing that keeps it all contained, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that's some people use. Oh, because he's worried about animals and whatnot. Yeah, I could understand that. And I think that's why the HOA really cares about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one, it looks like a metal trash can that has the holes, right? So that air can get in, bugs can get in. Because, it's funny. We have, I'll go look at it and I'm like, this is so gross while I'm cooking. And some people might be grossed out, but we're like, we got movement in there. We got flies. We got, the things that need to be in there to burn down the food. I know a lot of people have the containers that they just, and I live in a really hot area, so we can compost all year round, and you can too. But a lot of my friends who live north, they have to have those compost containers where it is kind of closed off and they can rotate it, and so it can stay contained and it can heat up, and because that's really what you want.
Yeah.
Is all that so it can break down. But we have no problem with that because that happens all the time.
Yeah. And, I even pulled I pulled it out of my pocket where I was like, hey, if we do the compost, I won't ask for the tower. The growing towers?
Yes, which look amazing.
They look amazing, but you know what? So I have a small hydroponic.
You do?
Right? Mm-hmm.
On the counter?
Okay. Not at the moment. I'm gonna get the insert for the microgreens. It keeps selling out. It's there and then it's sold out. It's there and it's sold out. So I want the microgreens insert. So I've tried to grow spinach, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers. They're great to a certain degree. And then they grow outside the grow light, so part of it gets burnt, part of it doesn't. It's almost not big enough.
I don't know.
And yeah, and then what was it? So at some point, I was in, I think, Lettuce Grows community, and someone was saying that they were having issues with the same thing with their big tower, and I was like, okay, so that's not going to work. I think I'm going to have somebody else grow my tomatoes. Yeah. I think you lost your microphone.
Oh, is that? Okay, so I had to pop my mic out. It fell out of my ear.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's very funny. I'll pull my hair back a little bit so I don't get hair in my...
No, that works.
Okay, so I'm cutting up my serrano pepper. I know you said they're not hot, but I'm going to take out the seeds and stuff just in case.
Oh, it's fine. Because you can,
For my, my wimpy self.
that's fine. Because your mom can add hot sauce.
Oh, yeah, she will too. She will.
Dude, you need to tell me if you have Yellowbird there. Because if you don't, I'm sending your mom some hot sauces.
Oh, my, okay, I'll have to look because we know I'm not up on the hot sauce.
But Yellowbird is phenomenal. Okay.
I'll be so excited.
There's a farm around Austin, Johnson and Johnson. I think it's Johnson and Johnson. Might be, it's J&J.
Okay.
And they go to a lot of the farmers markets, right? And if you're at the same farmers market, the joy of working with Kim is I was always at similar farmers markets. So like I started getting a box from them and I could order it and just pick it up at the farmers market, but it had to be the same one all the time. And
With the same stuff.
no, it basically, it's like one of those produce boxes. Each month you get different. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yay.
the people that started Yellowbird actually used their produce. So they're using local produce grown from local farmers. And if you don't know, people out there, a lot of local farmers, they can't really afford all the organic paperwork, the time, the insurance, all that crap. So you have to really talk to your farmers. And like, even if you live in the city, there's city farmers.
Yeah.
You know, there's city gardens. I know. I love that that's a thing now. It would have been, I would have destroyed all my plants because when I lived in the city, I traveled for work. Like, and I think back to that time, I'm like, man, I probably owe a lot of people like a ton of gratitude. I was not mature enough to understand. Like the maintenance guy in my building used to come and get my dog, my German Shepherd, and take her to the bar I lived. I lived on the other side of the alley. I always say I lived over it. But I lived on the other side of the alley to this bar, and my friend owned and ran the bar. Or they were connected with the owner. But I would get home from like trips or work, and my dog in the bar.
Wow.
Or she was in their stand at like the local festivals that they had with musicians and stuff like that. Like I got home from a trip. I was told that she was at the park with them in their beer stand, right? So I go over and Smokey Robinson is on stage.
What?
So I got to see, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Smokey Robinson, city living. No, the plain city living.
You're like, oh, I didn't realize. So I used to, when I moved to New York City, I was going to be an actress. And we used to all take these classes above this comedy place in the West Village. I can't even remember the name of it. We used to go drinking there all the time. So one night we're there drinking, and one of the waiters who we talked to all the time, because he's like, hey, so do you guys want to see Jerry Seinfeld? I was like, yeah. So yeah, doing a show, and he was called the Comedy Cellar. He was doing a show in like the basement that sat like, oh my God, full. Yeah. And we were like, oh my God. Yeah, it was, I'm like, these are like city moments. Okay, so I'm putting salt and pepper. I had like a talking. Yeah, those are total city moments where you're like, no one dies.
No, but it's stuff that happened. Like, all right, so you got lemon, you got cantaloupe.
I did coconut milk. Yeah, we want like canned, yummy coconut milk, right? Not the one that's, sold as a creamer or whatever else that has a bunch of garbage in it. That is not the one we want.
Unsweet, organic, all natural. You will see it.
Yep.
It's typically the same price as the one with, okay, there you are. There. I don't know what happened. It kind of froze, so I had to reset the phone, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I think I have all my ingredients. I opted out for not mint, but I might put some at the top. I also love the stuff that you said to put at the top. olive oil, prosciutto. I could not find any good looking prosciutto, which I love. And feta, I don't like goat milk. I don't know if I've told any of you that, but
No, you know what? Actually, they make feta. They make feta a couple of different ways now. They do make it with cow's milk. They have a vegan version of it, so if you take goat's milk and take out that like gaminess, that's what that feta tastes like. Yeah. So the vegan feta and the cow's milk feta, Brian does not taste a difference in the two. Just heads up.
okay.
But hold on, I have vegan feta, and I will show you the ingredients.
Yeah, show.
Where do they?
So we went to dinner and I had a salad. It was a special and it had manchego cheese on it. I think it was manchego. And it was sheep's milk and it tasted funky to me. Well, I can't. So I really should just cut out dairy, period. But there are some cheeses that I do like that are not, that are just cow's milk. The other ones I just can't do.
Yeah. So if you look here, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. Can you see? Let's get it clear.
Yeah, we could see.
Modified potato starch. So here's the thing, people. This is follow your heart. I love follow your heart because flavor-wise, they're on point. But here's the problem with vegan cheese. It is typically potato starch. Sometimes it is cashew, which is good, but cashew has a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
If you're looking at glycemic index. So, but this one, yeah, for something like this, if you really want like a little bit of feta on top, this is a good option.
I'd be curious to see what ones taste like that are, and I mean, feta.
Yeah, so like if you're not doing the goat cheese, there we go. See how it's like crumbly? Yeah, I mean it's feta. It's just not cow's milk.
Yeah.
So, but you should tell me which ones that you like the most. I'll tell you what brand to look for.
Okay. I mean, like that real cheese. How about no cheese? What's a good version of that?
Oh, buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo
And then, well, I was gonna say when you think about that grosses me out, but it tastes so good.
And buffalo is that red meat, but here's the thing. So Miyoko's it was created. That's her last name. It was created by someone who has a dairy issue, and her big thing was she just wanted freaking pizza. Yeah, she wanted it to, like she wanted it to, like, when she bit into the pizza, she wants it to taste like pizza. So they have this liquid that you pour on cheese, and when you bake it as pizza or like lasagna, things like that, it tastes like regular mozzarella. It's stringy like mozzarella. Yeah. Ooh. It's usually coconut and potato starch.
Yum.
So you can't count it as a protein like dairy cheese. You can count as protein. You cannot count vegan cheese as protein. You count it as a carb.
Yeah.
But you can still have cheese. So yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I have cheese all the time.
It wins.
Yeah. I just don't have it as often because I don't want the extra carbs. So it's almost like you shouldn't have dairy cheese that often anyway. So for me, the way my brain looks at it is I'm managing my dairy intake without managing my dairy intake.
Yeah. Yes, that. It's because where some of my clients like just absolutely freak out about dairy. And milk does a body good. Like people have argued with me about this because it's the marketing everywhere. But you need to see what works for you. But I know when I cut it out and then I have it, like here's an example. So I'm doing my program, but I'm doing it with people. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be, tomorrow starting that we're not having any. Let me have some cheese just because I hadn't had it. And I wanted some. My stomach was so unhappy the entire next day. Like, you just got to tune in instead of being like, oh, why is my stomach bothering me? Maybe you don't like it's bothering you, but, we don't want
Yeah.
We want to keep.
We hit a point, people, where we are dairy-free and grain-free completely. And the grain-free is killing me.
Yeah.
The dairy-free, I'm like, all right, whatever, no big deal. Brian saw the list of grains. He's like, are you okay this week? I'm like, I don't know. Peter, so what temporary? Temporary is all I can say. Everything, you know what I love about this 90-day program, you guys, is when you're trying to do your own program, you're trying to coach yourself.
Yeah.
I am not coaching myself. That is the key right now, is I have to answer to somebody else. And you could do exactly the same thing that I do with my clients. Exactly. Word for word, type for type. It's the fact that it's somebody else telling me to do it. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. And I, at the beginning of this, said I'm going to also do it with everybody. And so I am accountable to the 10 women in the program, right? And it makes the difference. Yeah, it really does.
Such a difference. I mean,
Human nature.
right?
So, all right, I'm going to blend this out so I can taste. Forget it. Oh man, this already smells good. So I told the fam what I was making today. It's so funny. His Brad is actually traveling for work, and he's like, oh, "What are you making?" And then, like, is there going to be any left? I don't know. There, what part?
So I'll tell those of you listening, I don't like melons.
I do.
Cannot stand them. They taste, every single one of them tastes like vinegar to me. But this recipe came from a client a couple of years ago. Oh, dude, they are, I get the best comments. This is one of the favorite recipes. This is one of the ones that everyone's like, why didn't you tell me this sooner? And the biggest reason why, one of the things you need to know about this recipe is if it's fresh,
Need a bit of salt.
did I put salt and pepper in that recipe?
You did, but I was like, oh, just
Okay.
a bit more salt. This is so good because it's like a sweet creaminess with the coconut milk.
I'm telling you, this is one of the top 3. When I give this recipe out, it's huge. But the thing with this one is you want that ripe cantaloupe. Because if you get a cantaloupe in like October, even if it's frozen, it doesn't, it's not the same.
And I've tried freezing cantaloupe.
It's just one of those things. And it's sad, but
I know. You get cantaloupe
for what, from May to September?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're having sugar cravings in the summer and you want that sweet, but you are doing something like Carrie's 90 Day, this is a great alternative.
And it's that creaminess. It's, oh my God. And I will say, as a spice wheel, so I just put one serrano pepper. This could have used another one for me and I would have been okay. So don't even remember with that.
Good to know.
That is so good. I'm going to see if I can get Alex to try it. I'll do an extra video on the side if he actually tries it.
I love it.
That should
I love it.
About it. Oh. Okay, so I have never had a cantaloupe blended soup. I love cantaloupe. We eat melon, but I never had it as a soup. I don't know why. This is so good.
I have the best comments about this dish. The best comments. People love it.
So good.
And so this soup does freeze well. I will tell you this. It does freeze well. So if you try it and you love it, go buy all the cantaloupes that are on sale that they're trying to get out of the grocery store. Make yourself a soup.
Yeah.
Store it in the freezer. You want to make sure you defrost it slowly. So like on the counter, in the refrigerator. Do not put this in the microwave, you guys. I've had a couple of people do that, and every single one of them was like, I destroyed it.
Yeah.
So there's something about this soup. It has to be cold.
It's really good. It's so good.
Yay!
Yum. And like I said, you can totally play with the spice.
Yeah.
Be overpowering. And for our members, you'll see Bonnie has some stuff that you can top it with too, which I just didn't and really doesn't need it. But if you want to get a little fun and frisky.
It started out a recipe I found somewhere else, and I was like, it's got to be made dairy-free. I was working with somebody, and she was obsessed with cantaloupe, and I was like, let's figure out something. And I found the gazpacho recipe. She is the one that put the prosciutto and the feta on it.
Smart.
She's the one that did it.
Italian. I love prosciutto. I have prosciutto in our basement. Hey.
See? And so the mint actually makes it more of like, that Middle Eastern flavor where they put mint on a lot of those dishes. That's how that mint comes into play.
Yeah. And that would be really, really yummy. Like right now, the mint is growing everywhere and it's so fresh.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, it's the season.
That was good. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So,
yay.
Yum.
Well, we did that one. We did good.
Hey, and it's super easy to make. And then you can put whatever thing you want on it. So,
exactly. Like if you like
it too.
Yeah, and people don't realize that, when we were talking batches, like you can make this as a batch. You can't get a cantaloupe in November and expect it to taste like that. But you can make an extra serving. You can make 4 extra servings. You can store those and just defrost them.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go. So like we both live in warm. Too much wine for me. We both live in warm climates, but it doesn't mean that I want to eat this all year round. Like,
right.
Yes, but cantaloupe just isn't yummy at a certain point. It's in the store, but I don't want it.
It's not yummy. And one of the messages I always tell my clients is it's not about your food. I mean, it is about your food choices, but it's not about your food choices. If you're choosing whole foods and you choose seasonal, you get to enjoy these things for small bits of time. And truth be told, little pro tip here for you guys. If you have a favorite, but you eat it all the time, you aren't actually tasting it. It's the memory.
Yeah.
Your brain is triggering that memory. So you're not getting that flavor. So for something like this, if this is a favorite dish or if something else is a favorite dish and it uses seasonal foods, when you come back around to it, you're actually tasting it and the dopamine hit, it's significantly higher.
Yeah.
And that to me is totally worth having seasonal favorites. Oh my God. Totally worth it.
Just think about our ancestors. Like in spring, they were probably like, yay, now I get all the food. Talk about a dopamine hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we have berries around here. And the minute I see berries in the store where they're like big and plump and juicy and they say Texas on them, I'm like, we're in. We're in. Like the boys stopped eating blueberries November, December, January.
Yeah.
And then we might get some in February that are okay. But man, the minute you get the in-season blueberries, it's like we buy them, they get a little bit, and they just can't refuse going back for more. And that middle drawer that we both have,
Yes.
I put things that they can like grab and eat, and I don't care how many, like, I don't care how much they have. That's what's in that drawer. That's their drawer. So they can have whatever's in there as often as they want until the kitchen closes. When the kitchen closes after dinner, they can't touch it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a new thing.
Yeah.
That's a new thing because Drew started not eating dinner so that he could have access to the drawer.
Oh, he's smart.
Yeah, they're both pretty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're so funny. Yeah, Alex, I mean, he is growth spurts on this child. So I'm like, you can eat whenever you want, but you have to eat meals, and then you can eat if you need additional. But yeah, we're in just full, I don't know, puberty growth spurt. I don't know.
Yeah. We are finally hitting a point because they grew over the summer. So the PJ pants now have about that much space between the ankle and the pant. And Brian and I were like, do you mean we finally have to buy PJ pants for them? They've been in the same PJ pants for 2 years, dude.
Yeah. So we have the same thing, but because Alex is going to be thin and tall, he still wears, they still fit the waist, but I mean, it's fun.
That's true. That's true. Like, you walk around Drew, and literally every few minutes, you're like, Drew, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, dude. Pull your pants up. He has no butt. So, like, I keep having him do bridges with me and squats, and you want to build your butt, that's how you do it.
Yeah, build your butt.
Don't just do the squats, do the lunges, do the bridges, do the leg lifts, like all of it. So I have him doing all of that with me.
Yeah.
Me too.
I love the bridges. It's the lunges. I'm like, right. It's so funny, like what we tell ourselves. Like I remember in yoga, they were like, are you waiting till the end? Like, are you just like, I need to get through it? Or are you like, as you're doing it, like, this is what I need. This is good for me. This is for my butt. This is that. Yeah. It's funny.
After being a trainer for so long, I no longer look at exercise as this is just something I have to get through. I need to do this for my butt. And like every routine I do, every time I exercise, I have to do certain things. So like I use YouTube a lot, so I don't have to think about it. I can just follow somebody right now.
Yeah.
Because I get too into planning my routines, right? And then I run out of time, and I have a limited amount of time. So I let YouTube do it. But I will tell you guys, I modify everything. Like if they're doing bridges and they're not doing anything else with the bridge, it bothers me.
Like what? Like doing chest when you do bridge, or where
you can do chest, you can do flies, you could even sit and do bicep curls as you're doing them, or you like put the weight on your hips.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much you can do with it, and I'm a big fan of multiplying exercises.
Yeah.
I duplicate, I
less time learn.
Yeah. But anything I do, I no longer look at it as, let me just do this because my brain needs it. I look at all the muscle fibers, and it comes so naturally for me to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I'm trying to teach them, I'm trying to transition into, okay, so you had your fruit, you had your vitamin C, you had all your micros in there, but now we need to add this protein because muscles, we got to build our muscles, we're growing, we're going to be strong, keep our brain strong, those kind of things. And
I love that. I wish I did that more in my younger years.
I would not have. If I had kids earlier, I would not have done this. I would have followed the same pattern as what was taught to me. And having had to re-pattern my brain, I'm grateful in some ways that I was able to get here and then had them. And now I can do this because like Drew's going to be tall, skinny, no butt. Keegan is the same weight. They're the same weight. They're the same height. But I tell you what, Keegan is a freaking rock bag. Like he is just like solid.
Yeah.
And they're going to need different things.
Yeah.
They're going to need different nutrient breakdowns. They're going to need different workouts. It's just yes.
I know. I feel like it was all divine timing when I was ready to.
Yeah. I think so too. Like I also think the universe laughed at me and was like, "Oh, you think you got it all figured out? Let me show you." And let me put your twist
You have
in.
2 humans, that you must now teach what you think you know. Yeah.
Right about the time I thought, "Oh, this is never gonna work." So like we're just going through the motion. Here's my master's programs. I'm gonna just keep moving. I'll get my doctorate. We'll go travel. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Nope.
Nope. Complete flip. And I'm so grateful because I have travel partners now.
Yeah. I know.
I have travel partners and they love to travel. Keegan asked when we were getting on a plane again.
We're like,
I'll get on a plane. Let's go.
we're like, where you want to go, buddy?
Well,
We do a lot of driving because we want to get to like mountains and they're not that far, but they are, right? You know, like a 10-hour drive, but it doesn't make sense to like get to a plane, but we can like drive to it. Just for a change of scenery. Cause
yeah. Well, I mean, so Austin has mountain. They have the hillside.
I did not know that.
They do. Dallas? It is so boring to run up here. It's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so flat. And both Brian and I are like, we're gonna move to Austin, and the area we're looking at moving to has like these very steep cliffside hills. Amazing for workout because you can walk those suckers and you will get a better workout than if you ran them. Right?
Oh.
That's how steep they are. That's how steep they are. It's amazing. And you don't think that about Austin, but Austin has the hill. And up here, it is so freaking flat. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, us too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, I was fine with the flat and the cliff sides at the beach because I like running on the beach. Beach, you know?
That's the thing. I'm like, we are so close to the beach, but then we have to like really like drive to get to mountain and something different. But it's awesome.
Right. Right. It's so nice to have that flexibility. I'm excited for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Get back to that. Be back to the beaches too. They'll be a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not a fan of Gulf beaches on this side, so you know.
Oh, it's Gulf beaches. I mean, that's why you just need to come visit, and we'll do. Like,
I know, right?
then you can be at like the most amazing beach. Like when we go to the other side of the state, you're like, it's just not. We're so spoiled. It's ridiculous,
right? So I think that's it. I'm spoiled by the coastlines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always lived
They're
there.
very low. Yeah. This is the time of my life where Brian's like, I can tell when you need to be near water.
Stress relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, DC is 3 hours from the ocean.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so you just hop in your car and you go and you come back and, you know, it's no big deal. And living coastline in California. And even Austin wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up
here
in the ocean state. And then even in New York City to get to the beach, you're on the train for like an hour and a half. Like,
yeah, it's not that bad. Nope, it's not that bad. So he's like, okay, I get it. We'll be back in the ocean. Don't worry. All right, people. Thank you.
Cheers. Well, thanks for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed cooking with us today.
And remember, it is all about experimenting and having a blast in the kitchen.
And speaking of fun and having a blast, do not miss our next episode because we are always cooking up something exciting for you.
Whether you're a seasoned chef, just starting out, or you want a few new ideas, there's always something new to discover. So keep your aprons handy and your taste buds ready and your wine glass half full.
Mm-hmm. And until then, keep cooking, keep experimenting, and having fun in the kitchen.
See you next time. Stay healthy, happy cooking, and cheers! Cheers!